Hi guys, it's Leah and welcome back to my channel. Or should I welcome myself back to this channel at this point? As you can see by the title of today's video, we are going to be taking a look at Todd Phillips' Joker that just debuted last night, October 4th, or was it the 3rd? Is today the 4th? I think it's the 3rd. I obviously don't know what's going on, but I am back. Yes, my hair is blue. There's a lot going on. I just figured I would just jump right in and start with a review and then maybe do a video kind of explaining why I fell off the face of the internet. I don't know if you guys really even care enough to hear me procrastinating for 3 months and doing a lot of crazy stuff. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. It just feels really good to be talking to you guys again. So let's just kick off this review and we'll get right back to where we used to be, right? Of course, Joker just came out. It follows the storyline of Arthur Fleck throughout Gotham as he gets lost and tries to find himself not only personally but to the world, trying to fit in. Day job as a clown and a failed comedian by night. This film is definitely a different spin on your typical comic book movie film. Dare I even say comic book, because this is a straight up psychological thriller drama as a portrait of anxiety stemming from society but also from mental illness. I don't think that this film, I'll just say it right off the bat, should replace any former Joker origin stories. Instead, I think it actually adds positively to the conversation instead of it being such a negative thing, because of course we have a lot of origin stories for Joker, some more popular than others, Chemical Plant, or if we're talking about the Dark Knight Joker, there isn't really an origin story, and that's why Heath Ledger's performance was so amazing. But this has a very interesting origin story for Joker that works. We're taking Joker and putting him into society. Society is spitting him out, chewing him up, and then he actually flips the table and turns out on top. So that was actually a really interesting and creative direction taken on this genre in general. Like I said, I think that Joker was reimagined in ways that we haven't looked at comic book one-offs or offshoots or whatever you want to call it, comic book films in general. And I definitely think that this is going to set a tone, which finally, yay for DC. I know they had a huge success with Shazam, but we are back again, and this time not in the extended universe, and they still actually did a really great job. Of course, later in this video, I'm going to get into some issues that I had, which they were very minimal. This film does a fantastic job, like I said, psychological thriller, so it puts you, the audience member, in just as many uncomfortable, anxiety-inducing, nervous situations that sometimes actually make you laugh uncomfortably, almost like Joker himself. Of course, we have a scientific / psychological explanation for the Joker's fits of laughter, which we'll get into a little bit later, but they definitely used those moments to their advantage. They worked a lot with blank space and silence and different things pulling together to really give a gritty character study of Joker while also trying to commentate on society, which is a pretty big thing to balance. Joker tries to tackle both the film, not Joker as in Arthur, but the film Joker tries to tackle both of delving into a really deep and dark character study of the Joker, and of course also doing a study on society and trying to represent it. That being said, I think the film does a great job at providing commentary on society without feeling like a cautionary or morality tale. At the end of the day, this is a Joker film. This is a comic book film, even if it is more of a drama or a psychological thriller. And it being a comic book film, I think kind of excuses a little bit of the storyline or writing issues that were present throughout the film, because the cinematography, the score, the production, and of course Joaquin Phoenix's performance was Oscar worthy and was amazing. Of course, he's a talented actor anyway, but what he brought to Joker was finally something, because, you know, we've been paying tribute to Heath Ledger for so long for providing us with such an outstanding performance, that Joaquin Phoenix was finally able to step up and fill that role and have it feel right, and not like we were just trying to exploit Joker as a role. The storytelling itself in this film was the only thing that I would say was a little shortcoming, but like I said, this is an origin story for Joker. There's not too much, you know, that you can change about that. There was definitely some things that I would cut or edit out. There was some times where there was an abundance of focus on class division that, as an audience, was supposed to be readily recognized and accepted, because it kind of mirrored things that are going on within our own society. DC not being afraid to take risks at the expense of its audience, meaning at sometimes the audience, like, payoffs were very late in the film. The audience was left confused or disoriented at times, but DC used it to its favor. They definitely played on things, not to get into any spoilers, but they played on things knowing that fans would be upset or think that they would lead us in a different direction, mislead us, actually. And I think the fact that DC wasn't afraid to take those risks is what makes this film such a good film to see. The visuals, one of the last things I'm going to talk about is the visuals were a lot closer to the gritty, kind of yellow, muted tones that we're used to seeing in DC Comics itself, and what I wish that I would see more throughout the DC Extended Universe, even though this is not part of it. I loved the moments that they took with Joker himself, with Joaquin Phoenix. You could see every facial expression when he was looking at himself in the mirror, or when he was dancing on the staircase. They took time to really settle into those moments of insanity, and this is why Joker works so well, because yes, it's society made Joker, but also why Joker is different from, let's say, Batman. You know, Batman wears a mask and kills people in the name of justice, but what separates it is Batman isn't necessarily insane, and Joker really teeters on and off from insanity. Otherwise, it would just be a film where, okay, Joker takes his meds and he's fine, you know? So I think that that's why Joker is such an interesting character study to do, especially in a film that doesn't have any ties or doesn't need to have a specific connection or doesn't need to fit in with other films. Like I said, it was shot beautifully. There was amazing cityscape images. I definitely, overall, if we are just looking at cinematography, the score, the production quality, and of course, Joaquin's performance, I cannot stress enough how amazing those things were. And it's definitely highly artistic film. I mean, all films are artistic, but you know what I mean. Definitely took a lot of chances, a lot of risks, and definitely put us in a new position to be ready to accept more one-offs or character studies of comic book characters in a serious light, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a complete flop. It definitely let us see that, yes, you can make an origin story without completely disrespecting the comic character itself. A lot of times I have issues with films because they change things, or they tweak the origin stories, or they add things that make no sense just for the sake of having something new. I think that what Todd Phillips and the rest of the crew and the writers did was take something that was already there, already so gritty, grimy, dirty, disheveled, and confused, and just really shed light on it. Like I said, there were times where it didn't work. There were a few times, and I think it had to do with the storyline. There were some things that definitely could have been cut, and it would have flowed much better. But overall, is 2019's Joker worth it? I think that it is. I think Joker is definitely worth it. If you guys get the chance to see it in theaters, I would recommend it. Be prepared for a very emotional ride. It's not necessarily something that you're going to sit through and be like, woohoo, the whole time. There are definitely going to be some things that make you feel uncomfortable, but let it sink in. They're doing it for a reason. I really enjoyed reviewing Joker as my first review back, you guys. As always, make sure you subscribe down below for more videos. Leave me comments of what you think. I will be in touch. I hopefully will be back, and that was the last time that I'm going to have to say that to you guys. Maybe I will post a video kind of where the heck did I go type thing, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching as usual. Let me know what you think of Joker if you've seen it. As always, please try to keep spoilers, even though there's not really spoilers in the film, to a minimum in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.